Hey guys, welcome to Lesson 5, Social Engineering Framework. So, the Social Engineering Framework has 7 steps. The first is information gathering, then there's elicitation, pretexting, mind tricks, persuasion, targeting, and then recon. And I'm going to walk you through each of these, give you a better understanding of what they are. So, the first is information gathering. This is regarded as the most torturous step for the whole social engineering exercise and may last anywhere from a few hours to a few years. Now, with social media, it's easier to find information on people, but with those people uh, putting things on social media that may not be so true, sometimes it's hard for you to use that information. So it's a very important step. It's a very general step, but we have to follow through with the rest of the steps to be successful at social engineering. The next one is elicitation. So elicitation um, it says that humans will be drawn to not confide in people. And it takes a special skill for you to get them to um, give you the information that you want. You have to make them feel comfortable. So it's about building a rapport with strangers and having those strangers trust you enough over a period of time to give you the data that you need to follow through with the hack that you're trying to do. Next in this cycle is pretexting. So pretexting is a skill that every social engineer must have to be successful. So it's more than just acting the role of a person. You have to actually become that person that you are trying to pretend you are. Social engineers have to sell the con. I mean, everything from speech to body language, they have to look it in their face and they have to make the victim believe that they are who they say they are. Next is mind tricks. Well, the whole social engineering attack is based on mind tricks. That's right. This is the step that is used in many other parts of social engineering framework. What you're trying to do here is to connect on a level that is important to the person that you're connecting with. And you're trying to get them to take an action by seeing what you're saying to be important to them. It's more than just psychological attempts to manipulate people. It's also that ability to make the person feel that they are doing the right thing. Next is persuasion. Just like in mind tricks, persuasion is cross-cutting topic. And with the persuasion, it can't be constrained to any of the steps per se. It is sort of a way of being. So to persuade a target, a social engineer needs to appeal to the target's interests. They get the target to react or think or do exactly as the social engineer wants. So for instance, if I already have information through my other steps that you are a gambler, you buy lottery tickets and those sorts of things, and I can get this information from places like Facebook probably, then I know if I send you a email and I'm telling you that you have an opportunity to win a large prize if you would just do X. And X may be clicking on a link, filling out a survey, or responding to the email. It is likely that you're going to do it because you like games of chance. And based on the information I previously had, I can now persuade you to do something that works in my favor as the social engineer. So persuasion leads to unquestionable influence in the minds of the target. They make sure the influence they have on a target is undetectable but far reaching. At no point does the target feel as though they're being manipulated. So there's a roadmap here, because with every step that you take with trying to persuade, you want to have a backup. So if some aspect of your persuasion doesn't work, there's a secondary switch to assure that you, as the social engineer, are able to get back on track. You don't want to let one mishap mess up your strategy or plan. So this is the roadmap. Okay, so next we have online targeting. A lot of the activity online is done by automatic systems and bots and computers, where programmers will give them direction and they go out in a digital fashion seeking the information that's required. So when you're doing the online targeting, you want to scan the internet for certain keywords that can be used to socially engineer to take an action that may be harmful to you, to a university, to visitors, to websites. You want to reach out and touch individuals who you don't even know. We do this also by scanning the web pages with the targeted keywords for things like names, email addresses, and other contacts. If websites are not configured correctly, that information is accessible by a hacker. That's right. The hacker can get into the website and see everyone who is coming to that site. And potentially, if the site requires credit cards or payments, see that payment information. That's if the website is not configured correctly. So by doing all of this activity, you now have information about people who are going to a specific website. Let's say, for instance, it's a dog website for advocacy. So you know that all of those people that came to that website care about dogs. So when you send them a phishing email, or if you send them a targeted email of any type, spear phishing or otherwise, you know that if it says something about dog advocacy, that person is likely to not only open the email, but to engage you as you want them to. And you can probably get them to open a suspicious file attachment. You can probably get them to respond to you with information that you're seeking to carry on your social engineering and take it to another level. So the last one is reconnaissance and gathering. So good social engineers have a lot of source for open source intelligence. That's where you can find information that is publicly available. Here are just three that are very common to pen testers and social engineers. One is Google. Surprisingly, simply by Google searching a person or a organization, sometimes you can find the employee directory, the names of the executives, the names of people who run specific departments, their email addresses, phone numbers, and other information that will help you manipulate them once you reach out to them to gain access to even more information. Another tool is Maltego. Maltego is made by Pativer and is a powerful tool to gather, combine, and analyze open source intelligence on a target. It always provides the information to help you transform the data that you have into even more powerful data using electronic methods. And then last, but as I said, this is just a sampling of tools. But last is Whois. Whois will tell you who owns a domain. Like my website is maxcybersecurity.com. Whois will tell you that I own maxcybersecurity.com. And it helps you to target a company because in a lot of cases, it will tell you who the administrator for the website is, their phone number, their email address, and then it frequently lists numbers of people who are in the IT department so that you can now socially engineer them. So this is Mike Echols, Lesson 5, Social Engineering, the Social Engineering Framework. I'll talk to you soon.